Good news, I still have a job, at least for now. So let's get on with it. Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. Yesterday I didn't feel like talking about Doctor Who. Today I don't feel like talking about personal stuff, except that my family is okay and I hope yours is as well. So today, let's go with the pure escapism. Today I watched the third and fourth episodes of The Evil of the Daleks. And since I didn't talk about it at all yesterday, let me give you the setup for what this story is all about. The thing to understand about The Evil of the Daleks is that at the time this was written and produced, Terry Nation was actively in America seeking backing for a Dalek television series in the United States. And that being the case, since he owned the Daleks completely, he asked for the BBC to stop using the Daleks in Doctor Who. Now, given that they were the single most recurring villain in the show, far and away, and they'd been used a couple of times each season, that was a pretty huge deal. And the BBC, of course, honored his request, and they called for one final Dalek story. And so, The Evil of the Daleks was intended to be the Daleks' final swan song, the big climactic final battle between the Daleks and the Doctor forever. And in that sense, it's an awful lot like Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. We all know how that turned out. Now, on the upside, for me, this means that once I finish The Evil of the Daleks do not show up again for another 5 years in Doctor Who. They won't show up until well into the Third Doctor era, which means I will get weeks and weeks, potentially a couple of months, of blissfully Dalek-free treadmilling. And for that, I am deliriously happy. As for the story itself, this story follows on directly from the end of The Faceless Ones. They bridge together perfectly seamlessly. See, at the beginning of The Faceless Ones, the TARDIS is picked up by the Gatwick Airport Authority and hauled off, and at the very end of The Faceless Ones, after Ben and Polly are given their goodbye, the Doctor and Jamie head off in search of the TARDIS. And that, as a side note, leads to another interesting thing. It was specifically stated when Ben and Polly left the series that they were leaving on the exact same date they originally departed with the first Doctor. Which means, in a linear timeline, the events of The Faceless Ones and at least the first couple episodes of The Evil of the Daleks, and I'll get to why that is in a second, both took place concurrently with the events of the War Machines, with central London and various other countries around the world being terrorized by military robots and the evil supercomputer Wotan, or Votan if you're of Germanic descent. All of which is to say, that gives an interesting new dimension to the fact that in the War Machines, the Doctor makes an offhand comment that it feels like the Daleks are around. Well, that's because they are. It's just going to take him and a regeneration and a recycling of companions to finally get around to finding where it is they're lurking. In this case, they are lurking in a Gothic mansion that's being used as sort of a honey trap to lure the Doctor and Jamie into their clutches. And in the first episode of the story, there's a fair bit of sleuthing and turns and twists, and it turns out that the Daleks have some sort of time machine, and they're ferrying goods back and forth between Victorian England and then modern-day 1966 England, for reasons that never really totally make sense. But in any case, by the end of the second episode, the Doctor and Jamie have been transported back in time to Victorian England, the same Gothic mansion, and right into the heart of the evil plan of the Daleks, which is, in a nutshell, they want to distill the human nature and infuse it into Daleks, because the only race that has withstood the Daleks and defeated them time and again has been humanity. And so they want to learn how to defeat humanity by, in some ways, becoming humanity. Seems like a strange plan for an extremely xenophobic race, but there you have it. This is a 7-part story, so even as of today's viewing, where I've wrapped up episode 4, I'm still not even close to the rising action part of the story, and there's a huge ending that I'll get to, well, not tomorrow, but the day after. So, with all that being said, there's only one other thing I wanted to mention, which is that today, March 25th, 2020, would have been Patrick Troughton's 100th birthday. And so, amidst everything else in the world, I'd like to wish Patrick Troughton a very happy posthumous birthday. Patrick Troughton is my Doctor. In my opinion, he is the Doctor. He is the Doctor that made the Doctor the Doctor. I think that made sense. So that's it. That's all for today. And as I always say, stay home, stay safe, be kind. To quote the 13th Doctor from earlier today, be even kinder than you were yesterday. I'll see you tomorrow.